What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Malcolm Brown because the Miami Dolphins just picked him up. Now, it hasn't really been revealed as far as what his contract is exactly, but it is being projected that it is probably a one-year deal, probably worth about $1 or $2 million. So, if that's the case, it's a pretty damn good signing. I wanted a bigger running back to pair with Ahmed and Gaskin. And as you can see, he's 5'11", 220 pounds. So, yeah, he is a bigger back. He hasn't really had that many opportunities until this most recent season. He just had a hard time getting on the field, with Todd Gurley and stuff there. But this year they had like a rotation of running backs this year, and he was able to see the field, and he had a pretty decent season. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and I guess we can look at some of the stats for this year. So 419 yards, 5 touchdowns. Yeah, so about 4 yards a carry, which is pretty solid. Rams' O-line is much better than ours, though, to be fair. Okay. I should have to point out the running back, but he's 34. Nowhere to go there. Have to get used to seeing that with us. What happened to the... Okay, there it is. Glitched out. The bar wasn't here for me to be able to rewind and stuff. A little bit of vision there. Showing some patience. I like it. And this makes it so we don't have to draft a power back. It's more of a luxury pick at this point. Does have a little bit of wiggle to him, though. He ain't just a power back. Not bad. Nice north-south run there. Wanted to see some actual violence from him. Kept his feet moving through contact, even with Bobby Wagner around him. I like that. Little head fake. It just didn't work. My opinion on this pick is definitely going to vary based on what his contract is looking like. Because if we're paying too much, I'm not a fan. He does like that head fake, though. It's not really convincing anybody, but he does it. Showing some balance here. I like it. There's some violence. Very nice. Let's take a look at the wide angle here. I like that a lot. So now if we get in a situation where we can't really get Najee and Devontae Williams is off the board, we're still okay. We don't have to take a power back we're not a fan of. Yeah, there's not much you can do there. But here's the thing. Jordan Howard wasn't a terrible running back. He really wasn't. It's just that our offensive line wasn't really making run lanes for him to run through, for him to be able to power run. If we don't patch up our offensive line, this isn't really going to make much of a difference. The reason why Gaskin and Ahmed had the success that they did is because of their twitchiness, and they were able to run away from the offensive line. So if we can't make run lanes, then this is pointless. But I do like the signing. My opinion could change. Let me just do this, just to make sure broadcast view doesn't play. I ain't trying to get copyrighted. But once we get more information on what the contract looks like, I'll be able to have a better idea on how I really feel about this signing. Plays a little bit of special teams too. Looks like a decent blocker, or at least a willing one. Decent feet with it. Fired his hands, got him inside. I ain't mad at that. That translates obviously to the offense too. And he does definitely have some violence to him. He's a hard runner. And he definitely has some wiggle to him too. He's not just purely a power back. You know, maybe if he gets a little bit more touches and if we can really patch up this O-line, we might be able to make this work. Especially, like, it's not like he's going to be the main back. We're going to see him catch. Okay. Realistically, Ahmed or Gaskin would be doing that on that type of play, but he loves that head fake. He's quite good at it too. Like I said, I wouldn't necessarily say that he's like super elusive, but he definitely does have some wiggle to him too. Don't get it twisted with what I'm about to say. I'm not actually saying he's as good as this player. And this is why I don't like doing player comps, because people like to twist their words around. The way he implements his head fake in relation with his power is Marshawn Lynch-esque. That little head fake he does is something that Marshawn was very good at. I'm not saying he's good as Marshawn, because he's clearly not, but just saying. Tell me you can't see a little bit of Marshawn Lynch in this play. Tell me. Like a super, not even poor man's Marshawn Lynch, but like absolute like poverty version. So like not even like the good bootleg version, or not even like the great value version from Walmart. This is like the version you get from like a Mart in like a third world country bootleg version, something like that. But he is cool. He's a good player. Got some speed to him too. At least in relation to his size. I like the signing. I just don't want to pay real heavy for a running back. depending on what the contract is, this could be a really good pickup. And honestly, I'm liking all the moves we've made so far. The fullback one is kind of questionable, but I think he'll be good on special teams. So even that's a good signing, and he's cheap and plays multiple positions, so I can't really be mad at that one either. I've really liked our offseason thus far. Hopefully they improve their drafting ability. I've been on record multiple times that I wasn't a big fan of our draft this past year. I just think that we were so bad in 2019 that we couldn't help but be better with the players we got. Actually, if you go back to my stuff after the 2019 draft, besides Jason Strobridge, the players I was excited about ended up doing pretty good. I was excited about Solomon Kinley. I was really excited about Raekwon Davis. And I still think that Strobridge is good. He just hasn't gotten the opportunities. But I again, kind of like the backup quarterback situation, I think this really helps. Now we're not in a situation where we have to get a running back. Like, before, if we didn't get a power back, I was really nervous going into this season. But now I feel like we're probably okay. I would still like to get a running back at some point. Just purely because, like I said, I think this guy's probably going to be a short-term contract, either a 1 or 2 year deal. Gaskin's only got about a year or two left, and Ahmed's only got a year or two left. So I would like to get another running back on the roster with like a 4-year deal through the draft and let him start developing under these three. Because I don't think we're keeping all three forever. That's just not realistic. He definitely does have some burst to him. Sometimes his vision can be a little bit questionable. But not to a massive degree. Like I said, I don't think he's like this premier running back or anything like that. I think we all know that. But I think this is a pretty good signing. I think with a rotation, it's pretty solid. I mean, we've seen that with the Rams this year. I mean, their offense was based on a rotation of running backs. And they got pretty far with it. Let's see what he did against us. This is what we'll do. Team Miami Dolphins. Let's go Rams. Control. No, that's not what I want. No, that's not what I want. Hold on. My apologies. Control F wasn't working because I didn't have it paused, so Control F was going full screen instead of letting me search his name. So now we played very well against the Rams. We pretty much shut their offense down for the most. What were his numbers against us first? Actually, he had 40 yards on us. That's not bad. That's still 4 yards a carry. Okay. Let's see what happens. We tore Jared Goff apart, though. We really exposed him big time. What happens when you pressure him? And now he's a Lion. I'm gonna miss you, Kyle Van Noy, but that's okay. We got a better linebacker now, and we'll hopefully get a good edge rusher in the draft, maybe two. Okay. Staying patient. Staying patient, reading his blocks, didn't give up, kept going. Took what the defense gave him against a very good defense, especially at this point in the season. We were still pretty healthy against the Rams, too. Looks pretty good with his route running. I mean, nothing crazy, but it looks pretty good. Bye, Shaq Lawson. I did like Shaq Lawson, but it is what it is. Again, I think we can still upgrade the edge rusher position. What happened here? Good little run from Malcolm Brown. But as far as us go, Sam McGuavin should stop and squeeze right here. What that means is he should stop his feet and squeeze close to this tackle's shoulder. That way he can read whatever happens here. But instead he rushes and ends up getting himself out of position. This is something I was talking about with our linebackers. They all had a bad tendency of doing that this year. Jerome Baker, Landon Roberts, McGuavin, all of them. This is why I wanted someone like... This is why Nick Bolton was my linebacker one. Because I wanted a linebacker who just did their job. Just lined up in their gap and did their job. And that's what McKinney gives us. But... that head fake again. And it does stop Eric Rowe for just a moment. Interesting. He does look pretty good. And I think in a situation where he had to block, well, that is also the design of the play. But just based on what we've seen on that little punt, he looked like he was a pretty decent blocker. Yeah. So one thing I like, if you see my Senior Bowl stuff, I talked about this. I like it as far as blocking for running backs go. I like it when they get out of the quarterback's lap. Some running backs like to stay like super close to their quarterback, and that ends up making it easy for a defender to either throw the running back into him. Sometimes the quarterback can accidentally just bump into the running back, but I like how he gets out of the way. I want the running back to come to the defender, if that makes sense. Nowhere to really go. Good job by Seiler here. I know I'm not supposed to be looking at our defense, but that was a good play. Can't help myself. Oh, I love the communication I hear. It's so subtle, but I love it. See, this is a better example of what I was talking about. Malcolm Brown stepping up out, away from the quarterback to go get Eric Rowe. And delivers a pretty decent punch, too. Yeah. Yeah, I like the signing. Yeah, that's enough for me to say he's a pretty solid blocker, too. So, yeah. Anyway, I'll be interested in seeing exactly what his contract entails. But early thoughts on him is I like this signing a lot. I liked him even before we signed him. I liked that he was getting his opportunity finally with the Rams. And I am curious to see what we do with him. I like him as a power back. I like the signing because now we don't absolutely need a power back in this draft. So overall, I think it's a really good pickup and another good move from Brian Flores and Chris Greer. So yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be enough. That's gonna be it for this video. If you liked it, I appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.